Greetings, Selena Carty, founder and CEO of BlackPoppyRose CIC. BlackPoppyRose was founded in 2010, so we're in our 10th year this year. I created BlackPoppyRose for us to have a symbol to be able to honor our ancestors wherever they were in the world, whatever they have done in the world, and how they've contributed to the development of various different empires throughout the world. We have pins that we use as a symbol of remembrance, and the symbol is also designed for us to start having conversations with one another about what we do and what we don't know. When we look at history, we look at history from how we've been taught or what we've been exposed to, and there's always so many more layers, so many different developments, and especially in the times that we're in, that in a sense in history we've always been in, under the last 500 years of the transatlantic slave trade, European capitalism, feudalist systems that have been designed and continue to be designed to keep our communities at the bottom and us undereducated about what has truly happened and what is still happening. When you have things like systemic and institutionalized racism, people can't understand that what they're doing or how they're behaving is any different to how they are used to behaving, and this is what we're faced with. When I create the symbol, there was a lot of backlash as to, why do we need one? Why is it black? Why have you used poppy? These are things that have been used by the British. Why are you, following the model? However, when we look at models and when we look at things in place, when you hear words, it gives you a memory of what to think about. When you hear poppy, you remember war. When you hear black, you think black or black people or people of African descent or something like that along those lines. And rose, a flower, something that allows you to think outside of war, maybe, think outside of black, maybe, which allows for another narrative to be able to be delivered. When we take BlackPoppyRose anywhere in the world, it's always an astonishment and amazement for people who come into contact with the work that we do, the memorabilia that we have, the information, the content that we deliver, because a lot of the information that we deliver, people have never heard or never even thought to think of it in that way. When you talk about, empire, when we look at Great Britain and see how small our island is, because I was born here. So I'm first generation in my family, and I grew up in times where people used to tell me to go home, and home is London, home is Brixton, and I couldn't understand why they would be saying something like that to me. But then as I got older, I realized that there's a certain level of ignorance that we are surrounded by. There's a certain level of arrogance that comes from being a part of an empire that has been so great, and as a result of that, everybody else's narrative is at a default status, which again is our jobs and our duties to elevate that. This is why we have the symbol BlackPoppyRose, because it's about us being able to be proud, to be able to have a conversation about how we truly feel about certain events, whether or not we can feel pride, whether or not we do feel hurt, pain, suffering, mental illnesses, things that we've been passing down, hereditary lines and things like that. So when we talk about wars, we talk about the different European wars that have taken place throughout history that we learn in our schools. The Napoleonic Wars, American Revolutions, Crimean War, World War I, World War II, Korean Wars, as well as wars in Africa in regards to the Anglo-Ashanti Wars, Anglo-Zulu Wars, the Zozo Wars, which lasted 100 years in South Africa, because that allows us to look at how Europeans were able to occupy the continent of Africa, except for Ethiopia and Liberia, and be able to utilize the continent as an economical stronghold and strong force for them to be able to develop the empires that we're seeing today. The pin allows us to be able to have a conversation and a reach throughout the Commonwealth, throughout the diaspora, throughout the continents, throughout the Americas, throughout Europe, throughout all the islands that can be found in the Pacific, Indian Oceans and the Atlantic Oceans. We look at empowering and educating all ages, all people, all communities, so the narrative that we have can be respected. Therefore, we look at the future generations of the ancestors who have served gallantly for centuries, and their legacies be respected. So if you're interested in learning more, supporting us, wearing our pins, visit our website, blackpoppyrose.org. Contact us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, at BlackPoppyRose. Find us on our website, blackpoppyrose.org. Email us, info@blackpoppyrose.org. But if you want to get involved, want to know how we can support your community initiatives, we have packages where we provide incentives for those who sell our pins. So you earn from selling our pins. You earn if you are a charity organization, a school. We provide donations to you also to help with the works that we're trying to do and develop. And we're trying to find out ways how we can support our community better. So education, we feel, is definitely the key, but it's again how we can work together, how we can inspire and empower one another and be able to sustain the work that we're doing. So again, we're not censored. We're not having to come up to any red tape and not do things in the way that we've understood that we need to do them, and allow our energies to move and develop forward. Thank you.